Hi everyone and welcome. Today we're in my garden because we're going to take a quick peek at how my new outdoor vermicomposting bin is doing. And the bin that I'm referring to is all the way back there. It's right alongside the house, back beyond these plants that are potted in a combination of different materials, including my vermicompost. Back here beyond my empty pond in this old trash pail that I set up about 3.5 weeks ago in order to have my very first outdoor worm bin. And at that time we launched off a number of worms and there wasn't much to see at that time. And then recently, about a week ago, we increased the population significantly by adding a few thousand worms, red wigglers, to the existing population, which had originally started with only a few worms. And the only reason I'm pausing here is because I thought I had seen, and I don't see it now, it had slipped down into the material. But I had taken extra effort to build this bin from scratch, mainly because I've got another outdoor bin that's been in service for some time now, which I had originally thought I might be able to use as my outdoor worm bin, but I elected not to because it had been overrun by black soldier fly larvae. And black soldier fly larvae are cool because they compost in a slightly different manner, a slightly different way than our composting worms do. And I believe what I have here is a black soldier fly larvae. So it does seem like my new outdoor worm bin has got some additional inhabitants, which are black soldier flies. And basically it's their larvae that appear to have made their way into the bin. Now, I'm not terribly concerned about that because, like I said, my other outdoor bin is highly populated with black soldier fly larvae. And it was only because of that I had chosen to start a fresh new bin for the worms, for the composting worms. And as you can see, as we start to poke down into the material, they're making tremendous progress on the material that's in here, and they're everywhere. They're all over the place. And I haven't really been giving this bin kitchen scraps, the normal types of feedings that I give my composting worms. These worms have been getting fed mainly, as you can see, cuttings from my garden. These are the cuttings from tomato leaves and prunings of tomato suckers, and there's just other types of leaves in here too. These are the prunings from either the cucumber plant or from the melon plant. So this has been used primarily to compost down a lot of the cuttings that come out of my garden. And I just wanted to give a little peek as to how things are progressing here, because it's been about a week now since I added this huge number of worms to the bin. And I was just curious to see how they're doing. So I wanted to come out here with the camera and poke around a little bit. So it is really my first close-up look at how things are progressing in here. And I'm not really that surprised to find the black soldier flies making their way into this bin as well. Even though I had made an effort to keep the container lid on all the time and try to keep the container free of additional inhabitants besides the worms that I placed in here. But I guess somehow they found their way in here. They smelled the food, they saw the opportunity, they came in here and laid their eggs, and we can already see the fact that some larvae have already hatched and are starting to cruise around in here and help with the composting of the material. The interesting thing about the black soldier fly is that they don't leave behind a great deal of compost. What they do is that they consume a huge amount of material. They eat up anything that you give them. They're just ravenous eaters, and they really use most of the energy that they get from the food that they eat to grow and to grow very rapidly, and to eventually pupate and transform into a new black soldier fly. So the only reason I didn't want to have black soldier flies commingled with my composting worms was because they don't harm the worms as far as I understand it, but they do consume the food really, really fast. And I was really hoping to have a place where I can grow the worms outside, and have a place that I can compost outside with my worms, and produce vermicompost. But if if the black soldier flies take over in here, then it'll just become very hard to sustain them in terms of providing them with enough food to keep them satisfied, but to also provide enough food for the worms to eat. So, well, either way, it's just a little bit of a revelation, a little bit of an unexpected twist to what I had planned for out here. But I'm not going to say that it's a bad thing necessarily. Just a little deviation from what I had originally planned. But yeah, I just wanted to give everyone a quick peek as to how this bin is coming along now after about 3.5 weeks. I just wanted to give everyone a quick glimpse as to how things are progressing, since we did show how this bin was being set up and launched and recently increased the population. I just wanted to give everyone a quick glimpse as to how things are progressing in here. So yep, just a quick visit, and the first real close-up view of how things are progressing within the bin. So alright everyone, that's about it for today. Please excuse my dirty hands. I usually use gloves. But if you enjoyed the video, then please be sure to give my video a thumbs up and show that you like it. And also consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. That's always appreciated as well. Alright, have a great day. Bye now.